over the years, many actors have played Batman. So how did you make this Batman your own?
Well, you know, I was definitely, certainly very respectful of the actors that played the part before. They're all really, really good actors and some exceptional directors and made really good films and successful films. And, you know, and most recently, obviously, Christian, you know, made three like bar, you know, raising films that are epic, and you know, so I didn't want to try to copy them because I figured, well, it'll just be a pale imitation of what those guys have done. We had to try to do something different, something unique, and something that was our own take on it, but that still existed in the sort of world of Batman. And so, you know, one of the things that's different is that this Batman exists with in a world where there are other superheroes. So, you know, you have Wonder Woman, and you have Superman, and you have maybe these others emerging, and that totally changes the DNA of the storytelling, because you're in another whole different world where you're asking the audience to accept that superheroes are real. And the other way we did it was by making him a little bit more world-weary, a little bit more cynical, a little bit more jaded, a little bit more dark, and maybe he needs to be pulled back from the edge a little bit.
And following up on that, Batman is very dark and brooding. So, if you can advise him, what would you advise him to lighten up, maybe? I
think, you know, yeah, he should probably go to therapy. I think he would do well to go to therapy, but then there'd be no more Batman movies because he'd be well adjusted and he wouldn't be throwing, you know, batarangs around criminals at night.
And did you and Henry have a friendly competition going on? Did you try to maybe go on out gym each other? Because you guys look very buff in this movie.
Henry, I couldn't out gym Henry. He's very fit. He's a very strong guy. I knew that from seeing Man of Steel. You know, but you remember he's playing an alien. I'm just a human being, just a man. And we had a good time. It was good to have a, you know, this. Movies like this can get like technical and laborious and a little bit tricky, and it's good to have a partner who, you know, is as good a guy and good an actor as Henry to help make the movie with.
And who's your superhero in your life? Not necessarily with supernatural qualities, but at least who's the hero in your life?
Well, you know, my mom did a pretty heroic job in raising my brother and I, so I definitely would say she plays a pretty heroic, occupies a heroic space in my mind.